In this presentation, we will discuss about what is the role of energy in economic and social development in India and throughout the world. And the second topic is what is environmental impact of energy generation and utilization for the industrial purpose and of course commercial sector. What is this role of energy in economic and social development? We know energy is deeply implicated in each of the economic development and social development. Of course, energy sources directly implicated the economic development and indirectly implicated the social development. Of course, energy services provided an essential input services. Of course, input services to the economic activities. For example, for the development of industries and for the development of commercial purpose, all these purpose energy services are essential. Of course, this energy services contributed to the social development not directly but by using education and public health. By education and public health is indirectly depending on energy services and it contributed to the social development. Of course, advanced industrialized societies, just like America, China, France, Japan, Russia, Germany, these are more energy per capita is utilizing. So that whose economic input is very high. So advanced industrial societies using more energy per capita or economic output than the energy sales of poor countries and underdeveloping countries and developing countries, just like India, Nepal, etc. Especially those remaining pre-industrialized states. This is nothing but these underdeveloped or underdeveloped countries. Energy utilization per unit output does seem to decline over the period in the more advanced states of industrialization. Of course, modern energy services, of course, can improve the environment throughout the world. For example, reducing the pollution and slowing down deforestation also improve the environment by using the modern industry services, energy services. It is nothing but what it is. Nowadays, we are using high efficiency machinery for producing electrical energy. In olden days, it is 2 to 3 decades back, the efficiency of the thermal power stations is very, very less. That is nearly 20% to 30%. Now it is increasing more. So that if efficiency increases is nothing but the consumption of these fossil fuels, or maybe conventional energy sources are reduces so that the pollution and deforestation decreases. It causes good environment. Especially developed countries such as United States of America, of course, they are utilizing 12,900 kilowatt hour per capita, and in Russia, that is 6,600 kilowatt hour per capita using for last decades. But developing countries are using very, very less energy so that they are under developing only. For example, India is utilizing 957 kilowatt hour. That is nothing but in our words, that is 957 units. And Bangladesh is only 286 kilowatt hour. So that Bangladesh is very, very poor country. There is no industrialization. So that utilization of energy services was very, very poor by the Bangladesh. Of course, India is also using very much less, that is 957 kilowatt hour only, because now just we are improving our industrialization. When we improve industrialization, the more power is required, the consumption of this energy increases. But we know United States of America is mostly an industrialized country, so that they're utilizing 12,900 kilowatt hour per capita of energy. Of course, India highly consuming energy states. There is Punjab, Gujarat, Haryana, Goa, Pondicherry, and Delhi. So these states are mainly industrially developed states and also financially well good in condition. For example, Punjab, that is like not only agriculture and also industrially they are in good position. And Gujarat, one of the richest people are living in Gujarat. That is one of the industrialized good state. And Haryana, Goa, Pondicherry, and Delhi are utilizing highly consuming energy. Of course, these are all economically developed states in our India. Of course, but Bihar, that is one of the poorest state in our India. So it is using only 1/6 of the national average. For example, we are utilizing nearly 957 kilowatt hour. That is 1/6 is nothing but a very poor. That is nearly 160 kilowatt hour using per capita. That is the energy utilization. Now we will discuss the environmental impact of energy generation and utilization. We know in the energy generation, we are using thermal power stations and gas power stations, nuclear power stations, hydroelectric power stations, etc. So by using these conventional energy sources for the electricity production, there is a number of pollutants will be released to the atmosphere. Due to this, the environmental impact is increasing. And by using this energy utilization, because when energy utilization increases, the generation of energy is also increases, it implicates on the environmental problems. So now we will discuss environmental impact of energy generation and utilization. Environmental problems associated with energy usage upon spectrum of polluted emission hazards and accidents. Because in the recently there are some 2 to 3 decades we are observing there is a number of incidents occurring about the environmental problems. Of course, as well as degradation of environmental quality and the natural ecosystems over the past 2 decades, energy-related environmental concerns. So we know deforestation, that is some of the forest is removing, and so many animals is absconding, and so many birds are absconding. Why it is because of environmental problems. It is expanded from primary, local, and regional issues to the international level and global level of majority energy-related environmental problems. Of course, industrially developed countries, just like America and Russia and France, etc., they are presently mainly responsible for a global warming effect because they are utilizing high quantity of conventional energy resources, so that they are emitting so many pollutants to the atmosphere, so that the temperature of the atmosphere increases. That is called global warming effect. Not only that, by the problem of this, there is acid rains, air pollution, ozone layer depletion, and carbon emissions nowadays are main problems in the environmental problems. In 1980, the link between energy utilization and the environmental become more pronounced because after 1980, the industrialization starts. Before 1980, even though there is industries, that is very limited to the some of the colonies or some of the areas. But nowadays, after 1980, after industrial revolution, there is a number of industries are developed throughout the world. It causes more environmental problems. So one by one, we will discuss about these environmental problems. The first one is greenhouse effect, or also called global warming effect. What is global warming? Global warming is nothing but the temperature of the atmosphere increases. Why the temperature of the atmosphere increases? Due to these pollutions, the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, just like the carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, etc., is absorbing this solar radiation and whose temperature increases. During the last several years, there has been growing danger associated with the accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Why these greenhouse gases accumulation is increasing? Because of industrialization. The increasing atmosphere concentration of greenhouse gases. What are the greenhouse gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, halogen gases, nitric oxide, and peroxyacetyl nitrate. These greenhouse gases are trapping by the atmosphere surface. And these greenhouse gases is trapped the radiation coming from the sun, thereby raising the surface temperature. So this rising in surface temperature is called greenhouse effect, and of course called global warming effect. What are the acid rains? So this is one of the main problem nowadays due to this industrialization. There is a rains are forming by the acidity. The main sources of acid rains are the emissions of sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, and nitric oxide. These are the emissions of the industries. Of course, these oxides is collide with the water vapor or water or oxygen in the atmosphere and fall as a rain. This rain contain acidic nature, so these are called acid rains. So these oxides react with the water and oxygen in the atmosphere and results in acids of sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These gases produced mainly from the combustion of fossil fuels, especially coal and oil. Of course, where coal and oil are utilized in the industries, they produce these gases into the atmosphere, causes the rain, acid rains. What are the other environmental impact aspects due to this pollution? Due to the energy generation and utilization happening, major environmental accidents were observed for the last few decades, such as explosions and fires at oil refineries, of course at gas refineries, and at oil rigs, and also pipelines. Of course, we observe nuclear accidents also. One of the biggest accident is Chernobyl accident and explosions in mines. That is Chernobyl accident in Russia. We observe one of the biggest nuclear accident, and there is explosions in mines also reason to this pollution. Due to the usage of more conventional energy resources, we are observing air pollution. Not only that, water pollution and the depletion of ozone layer. This is due to the usage of more conventional energy sources. We are observing these kind of pollutions. One by one, we will discuss about these pollutions. What is this air pollution? Air pollutants are usually classified into three types. Yeah, the first one is particulate matter, and second one is gaseous pollutants, and third one is odor. What is this particulate matter? We know suspended particulate matter contains dust particles, which is coming on the surface of the roads, smoke due to the industries, mist, and a condenses of gases pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc. And of course, and also some coal, fly ash, and wood smoke, mineral dust, which is occurs at the cement industry and some of the industries. It increases the air pollution. So the air pollution is mainly due to the fly ash, wood smoke, mineral dust, and some of the oxides, gaseous pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and of course some dust molecules, smoke, mist, etc. So these are all causes the air pollution. These have some kind of matter. These have some mass. Those particles contain some mass. So these are called particulate matter. What are gas pollutants? Of course, gas pollutants are mainly sulfur compounds such as sulfur dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Not only sulfur dioxide and sulfur dioxide, there is carbon monoxide and then nitrous oxide and nitrogen dioxide, ammonia. These are all emissions by industries to the air or gas pollutants. These are some of the reasons due to the pollution, air pollution. And borders can observe mainly in the region of industry due to the waste chemical solutions. Mainly in the pharmaceutical industries, the waste chemical solutions will sent out from the industrial area. So there are so many ponds, so many lakes are gets more pollutant due to these chemical solutions are called waters. Of course, there is pollution. Also, there is air pollution. There is two types of air pollutions below. We can observe there is outside air pollution and indoor side air pollution. Outdoor side air pollution is nothing but it causes mainly by the combustion of petroleum products and also coal by using the motor vehicles, industries, and power stations. Because all these motor vehicles, industries, and power stations will emit these pollutants into the outside of the atmosphere. So in some of the countries, the combustion of wood or agriculture waste is another major source for air pollution. Not only other foreign countries, in India also, we are observing this wood and agriculture waste is due to for the agriculture pollution. For example, in New Delhi, we are observing more pollution, not only due to the industries and not only to the heavy vehicles, but also agriculture waste in Haryana state. The wastage of this agriculture material is combustion. Due to the combustion, this air is polluted and is surrounding Delhi. Of course, motor vehicles emit particulate matter and nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, organic compounds, and also lead. Of course, lead is the one of the dangerous pollution for the human being. It is emitted by the motor vehicles. What are the problems due to the air pollution? So there is three main problems we can observe by the air pollution. One is a skin diseases. The skin rashes will come. Second one is lungs diseases. There is the lungs will expand. And the third one is restriction of plants. The air pollution can be minimized. How can we minimize? By the plantation at maximum rate. Because due to the deforestation, the air is heavily polluted. The deforestation is mainly for the agricultural lands. So to minimize this deforestation or to minimize the air pollution, we can plant any plantation at a maximum rate at towns, villages, and some of the roads, and reduces the air pollution. Of course, uses of industry and fuel at a greater efficiency reduce the air pollution. Of course, nowadays, in olden days, industries are whose is very old, so the whose efficiency is very less, so the pollution is very more. Of course, when the machinery is improved by the technology, the efficiency may increase, and so that the pollution will be decreased. That is one of the solution to reduce the air pollution. And public transport system is also one of the cause to reduce the air pollution. Because, for example, 30 members are there. When 30 members are going by using cars, there is no problem. There is no use. The pollution increases. If those 30 members is going into the same single bus, it is that is 29 vehicles are stopped, so that air pollution decreases. What is this water pollution? We know water with their life, all the human being, water is compulsory. If without water, there is no living being survives. So water pollution is happening mainly at three places, and those are one is surface water pollution, second one is groundwater pollution, and third one is sea water pollution. Of course, chemical pollution of surface water can create health risks. Chemical pollution of surface water can create health risks. For example, in pharmacy industries, they will release this chemical waste into the water surface. Then what happens, because so many areas, this surface water is directly using as drinking water. Of course, in addition to that, using for the washing clothes, cleaning, fishing, and recreation. So these chemicals will damage the human being. Another major source of drinking water is groundwater. We know that groundwater often has low concentration of pathogens because the water is filtered during its transportation through underground layers of sand, clay, and rocks. Of course, inside this earth crust also there is some chemicals or maybe lead-like materials are absorbed by the water. These toxic chemicals, like arsenic and fluoride, can dissolve into the water and from the soil rock layers, then it causes the problems to the human being. And coastal pollution of seawater may give rise to health hazards because in these oceans, maybe coastal area, the pollutions are emitting into the, leaving into the oceans by the industries. So these pollutants are absorbed by the contamination of fish and mercury contamination of fishes gives many diseases to the people who are using those fishes. Seawater pollution mainly from polychlorinated biphenyls and dioxide can also be significant health hazard when at extremely low concentration. So this is the about the different types of pollutions are to be discussed in this chapter. So due to this, all these are main reason is conventional energy resources. So when we reduce the conventional energy resources and by increasing the renewable energy resources, we can save from these health problems, that is pollution. Thank you very much.